situation is an opportunity for a rebound by faith in Jesus Christ. We continue to look at Christmas themes, and we're looking today at Isaiah chapter 7, verse 14, where we read, "Therefore the Lord himself will give you a sign. The virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and will call him Emmanuel," which means God with us. Shah Abbis was a Persian monarch who loved his people dearly. And in that love, he very often would disguise himself and go out among the people and wander around and spend time with them, getting to know their life situations, and just becoming acquainted with everything that was about life outside of the palace in many ways. One day he went out as a poor man, and he made his way to one of the public baths, where he eventually made his way into a tiny cellar where he sat with the firemen who kept the fires burning to keep the baths warm in the public bathhouse. And he sat with them. He talked with the firemen, and he returned many times. And the firemen grew to appreciate not only the visits, but really came to love this man who was coming and spending time with him in the dark confines of the furnace room in the public baths. One day, the Shah returned, and he revealed that he was actually the monarch. And he fully expected that the firemen would make some great request for some special thing that he wanted, some great gift from him. And yet the fireman didn't make a request. He just sat there gazing at the monarch, really gazing in love. And then finally he said this. He said, "You left your palace and your glory to sit with me in this dark place, to eat my coarse food, to care whether my heart was glad or sorry. On others you may bestow your rich presents, but to me you've given yourself. And it only remains for me to pray that you will never withdraw your gift of friendship." Well, we come back to Isaiah chapter 7 and verse 14, which is the reminder to us that God has come. He is present. He has come, and he brings with him light that penetrates our darkness. Christmas marks the celebration of the incarnation of Christ, our Savior, where the King comes and joins us in our dark place. He's fully King, fully God. He's fully human, but he's also fully present with us in all of our situations. He shares himself with us freely. And by making his home with us, he allows us to make our home with him. Henry Nouwen once wrote this. He said, "By choosing us as his preferred dwelling place, he invites us to choose him as our preferred dwelling place." John Piper asks this great question. He says, "If you could have heaven with no sickness, and all the friends you've ever had on earth, and the food you liked, and all the leisure activities you ever enjoyed, and all the natural beauties you ever saw, all the physical pleasures you ever tasted, and no conflict or any natural disasters, could you be satisfied with heaven if Christ were not present there with you?" It really becomes a question of whether we love Christ for who he is, or whether we love Christ for what we get from him. Well, I hope your answer today is that you love Jesus for who he is, for the Savior who has come, entered our darkness, left the palace to become like us, making his dwelling place with us so that we could make our dwelling place with him. Christ wasn't satisfied with a heaven without you and me, so he left the palace and he dwelt in our dark place so he could defeat the darkness and bring us home into the kingdom of light. And so his name shall be called Emmanuel, God with us. May you know the presence of the Prince of Peace, Emmanuel, in your life today as you celebrate this Christmas season.